Hello everyone, this is Hank. I'm back with another episode. Today we're going to talk about special scene group photo mode. Okay, so without any further ado, now on top of your camera you have a mode dial, right? So to get to the special scene mode, you click until I went the wrong way, until you get the SCN. Okay, and then you press set to enter. So the group photo mode is the symbol with the three people there. If you weren't on there, you can scroll to the one. Okay, before I move on, to read the instructions, it said that this ensures that many people in the group are in focus, and then the example pictures show you 5 people, right? And as you notice, like the lady on the right is a lot more in front, and then the other people were behind her, and then the lady in yellow shirt is like way in the back. So they stagger in depth. Okay, so if I focus on the lady in front, there's a danger the lady in the back is not going to be in focus, and in this mode, the camera is going to help you accomplish that. So now I press set, and in my example, I have a group picture of 4 people. We are pretty much lined up, but still, it's still a little stagger. So when you have group photo, you want to make sure everybody's in focus, right? And the camera does that. Okay, so when you press the shutter button halfway, okay, the camera is going to show you on the bottom there the shutter speed, the aperture, and ISO, which is the exposure triangle setting that the camera is going to set for you. Remember, this is a fully automatic mode, right? But let's explore the meaning behind what the camera is doing, so that in the interest of eventually you are going to learn to use other modes, such as manual mode, for example. You kind of have to understand what you need to be doing. So this is a great way to learn from the automatic mode that prepare you for an eventual manual mode usage. Okay, so let's talk about the first term is the speed. It's 1 over 100. That is 1/100th of a second. That's a shutter speed. And then next to it is f8. That's your aperture. And to the far right, it's set ISO 6400. Okay, as you can see that ISO is on auto, but when you press it, it will tell you the actual number that it sets the camera to. Okay, so quickly explore the speed there. Okay, I'm using an EF 50mm f1.8, which is, people affectionately call it the Nifty 50, and it is a really good lens for the money. And it's capable of going to aperture value of 1.8. So it goes from 1.8 to f22, and you can set that, or the camera can set that for you. Okay, so the camera here set it to 1/125th. Now there's a rule of thumb to make sure that when you're hand holding the camera and your shaking, natural shaking, doesn't blur the picture, you need to set it to 1 over the focal length. In this case, the focal length is 50mm. So minimum is 150. Now as you can see that this thing set it to more than double that, which is good. And 150 is the minimum. Faster is better. So in this case, it's like more than double the speed that it needs. So that's a good speed. So that is what the camera sets it to. So that's a pretty safe speed for hand holding. Now, what about the f8? F8 is what you really care about for a group photo, because you don't want the person in front in focus and then the person in the back out of focus, because the depth of field, the depth is too small. So the larger the aperture value you set, the better chance everything is going to be in focus. f8 is a fairly safe number to ensure that. Okay, so that's a reason why the camera set it to f8. Now, the ISO value is whatever is needed so that the picture has the proper exposure. At least the camera thinks the picture is in that. Okay. And now, I want to point your attention to one thing, which is on the upper far right. Okay. Now, if you set the set and you move it to the far right, this one allows you, this is a full automatic mode, except it does allow you to do one thing manually, which is to adjust for the picture brightness or darkness. Okay, so if you think the faces are too dark, right, you can move the arrow key to the right and brighten the whole picture. But what you want to do is look at the faces. Okay, so on the reverse, if you think the faces are too bright, you can go to the left and make the whole picture darker. So that is your manual control that this mode allows you to do, and that's it. Okay, so with that, now you understand what the group photo does, right? Which is to make sure that everything's in focus by setting an aperture value to be a high value. 8 is fairly high, not the highest, but high enough to do that. Okay, with that, I really thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you haven't liked this video, please do so. Thank you very much. See you in another episode.